All right. Thanks everyone for joining. It's July 3rd, and this is our weekly webinar for Per Diem, and we're going to be talking about how you can optimize your website to streamload app downloads. So this is in context, just to put it in context, we're actually, because we've seen a number of coffee shops and restaurants that have signed up for Per Diem for us to build their app for them. And we've noticed some of them don't have websites or they need to change their website. It's a little bit old. So we've actually built an app builder recently, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And I'm sorry, a website builder to help you promote your app. But we're also this webinar itself, we're going to be talking about just best practices for your own website. And then obviously, if you'd like to use our website as part of your app promotion, then we'd be happy to provide that free of charge. And obviously, just like the app itself, it'll be branded to you and all that good stuff. So let's jump right in. We'll on our agenda, we'll talk about just like things you can do to simplify your site navigation, maximizing impact with bold CTAs, where you should be promoting your app on your website and elsewhere, and like what's effective, how you can incentivize app downloads and have those CTAs throughout your website, how you can infuse your brand's personality. Obviously, you're all out there. You have very unique brands, identities, and what have you. And so you're already doing a lot of that on social media, but how you can infuse that on your own website. And then things you can do to optimize content for SEO to rank better and stuff like that. And all these things are kind of tied together. So yeah, let's jump right in. So in terms of simplifying your site navigation, I think you just have to view your website as, another storefront, and it is another storefront. And so just make it easy for people. Just like if they're walking into your store, you don't want to be hiding, the cash register in a place that doesn't make sense. So the same thing for your website. Get things out in front, displayed prominently. In terms of navigation itself, you probably want to have less than more, and all the things that you should be pushing are somewhat correlated to sales. So, a lot of you might be selling like coffee bean subscriptions. Great, you want to get that there, but everything else, it's order online, it's download our app, it's view our locations. How do I get to your place? How do I order to your place? And then just a little, soft and fuzzy around the edges about you telling your story that helps really put all that together. But that's it. You want to keep things simple. Every page that you put on your website, you can have pages, but the question is, and they can help you with SEO, but should every page be in your navigation? Probably not. You can have plenty of pages that help you, stuff like that. But like if you're writing a blog and you're posting recipes, that's a great SEO strategy, but it might not be relevant to someone who's coming to your website today. It's a great way for people to find you through Google and stuff like that. So I think at the end of the day, it's keep things simple. And I think at the end of the day, you want to drive everything towards sales. And what's going to make the most sales at the end of the day, apps 3x, you'll convert 3x higher. App users are going to spend 3x more than web users, but even getting people to order from the web, that's good too. So you have online ordering on your website, awesome. You should link to that and just make that really simple for people to do. And we'll show you a few examples that are doing this really well. Bold CTAs. So there's a number of ways to do this, whether it's pop-ups, whether it's videos. Today, you can easily incorporate like animations and stuff like that, things that get attention. So you can see here the stat CTAs that are shaped like buttons saw a 45% increase in clicks, especially if they're branded. Like if you have an app, you can see like the App Store, the Google Play Store, those are widely recognized brands. So people are going to see that, they're going to instantly connect. And then you want your, whatever it is, something, again, you want to show the product, again, people are very visual. Your website does a great job of conveying those visual elements. And then usually you have like 3 USPs, like unique sales propositions. So what does the app give you? You can order ahead, you can skip the wait, at Boba Bliss, they're pretty busy. So, if you're just walking into the store, that's a huge benefit. Apple Pay is easy. You don't have to add a credit card. And like we said, you can skip the line. So it's just like all your favorites are there. Boom. So it's just really concise, really easy. I think best practice is to have something on your homepage. It doesn't need to be the hero. It can be like as people are scrolling down your homepage. And again, we'll show you a few examples of that, but it can be the hero as well. Like there's nothing wrong with it being the hero, or putting like a banner at the top, a little, kind of like what they have here. This is more of like a navigation bar, but you can also put a banner highlighting whether it's order pickup, download our app, and that can go to your app landing page to get people to download. So that's one way. Just, again, review your messaging, your positioning, and what have you. Promote your app throughout your website. So this might seem like a no-brainer, but these are time-tested strategies. So again, whether it's a banner on your homepage where it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but something that does stick out a little bit with a clear CTA, download app. Generally speaking, whether it's download now, download app, what have you, the CTA itself is probably less important. What is important is that you're consistent with that messaging and using that messaging throughout. And so consistency usually translates into higher conversion rates. And here you can see, so an example on the left with Nico Nico Boba, and then you can see an example on the right. Hey, anywhere I land on Chip City's website, if I'm on the footer, if I scroll down to the footer, I'm going to see these links to the App Store. They also have an app landing page on their website, but the point is putting it in the header of your website and in the footer of your website. No matter what page I land on your website, I'll have that CTA to download the app. Again, in the back of your mind, you have to think your website's a storefront. Everybody that downloads your app from your website is going to end up ordering from you 3x more. So like you don't have to pop it up in their face, every second, but having enough links there where it's easy for people to access, even if I go there today and don't do it. But let's say next week, I'm like, oh my God, I really want a cookie. Oh yeah, they have an app. I'll just go. I know that I can go to your site, quickly download it and what have you. And then, that just makes my life a lot easier. Cool. Incentivizing app downloads. So obviously, once people download, you can do a lot of things in per diem, whether it's giving people like a first-time discount. You can give additional points to people when they download the app. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and then you can promote this with banners in the app. So if you are doing a deal like this, you could say like, hey, just like Madison Perk did on their site, hey, get $5 off your first order. You don't even have to mention the app. You can just say get $5 off your first order, right? People click on that. They go to your app download page. They download your app. Once they download the app, boom, there's a pop-up. Here, use this promo code, or you're going to give them additional points. It's really easy. So the point here is like you can call these things out on your site. You can call them out in other marketing collateral that drives people to your app downloaded page. But using an incentive is always a good way to drive additional downloads. And then conveying that on your website is obviously going to be a win-win. So we have a lot of stores that do this. It's kind of an evergreen promotion. Once you have this up, you set a coupon code. All first-time users can use this coupon code. They can use it once. There's no fraud in apps because people are logging in with SMS. They generally go through Apple Pay. So people aren't really, there's a limit to how many phone numbers you can have and how many accounts you're going to add and stuff like that. Unlike, a regular website where I can create a million different email addresses and use your coupon, multiple times. You can't really do that in an app. It's more locked down in that sense. And so, yeah, this is a great way to get people to download, and your website's a great way to leverage this type of promotion, whatever promotion you want to do. A buy one, get one free, a special menu item that you're promoting on your website. Obviously, you can do this on social media. You can send out emails too, but having a section on your website where you're calling this out is always a beneficial thing for you. Infuse your brand's personality. So brand personality increases customer loyalty by 33%. I think you guys know all about this. Here you can see Coffee Dose. they're really taking this to the next step, but this is totally authentic. It's them. If you go to their stores, they have quirky messaging throughout. And people love it, and so when they launched their app, yeah, like they kind of rode that wave, if you will. And so nonetheless, though, they created a really nice website, a really nice landing page with a clear CTA. You know what you're getting. You have the USBs here. Now you can skip the line, save your favorite orders, and track your dose dollars all in one place. Below that, they have screenshots showing you the different app experience. And yeah, it works really well for them. They're one of our busier apps, and they're using their website to great success. The other impact of having a landing page like this on your website is that Google's going to crawl this. They're going to see it, and they're going to start linking because they're going to see that people are going to this page, and from here they're doing certain actions that are beneficial. And so inevitably this page will get ranked, it'll get indexed, and it'll have an high SEO value for you. So people, when they just Google coffee dose in this instance, they can, from your Google listing, they can click and land right here, which if they're looking for your app, that's kind of what you want to do. So this is a great example from Coffee Dose, and yeah. Optimize your content for SEO. So SEO, probably is underutilized in a lot of the businesses that we work with, but it's certainly something where if you do create a blog or some sort of content on your own website, again, whether you're posting recipes or posting videos, or like, you can incorporate and you can talk about your app, and that'll be picked up, you know again, by Google. So then people that are searching and stuff like that, and leveraging that in social media too tends to boost your SEO. So if you can backlink from your Instagram page to your app landing page, that's great. Like the hero on your Instagram, stuff like that. If you're able to post videos, like we have a lot of coffee shops that have put together videos for their app. So make sure once that video is out there, that maybe you have it on your app landing page, or that somehow you're generating some SEO value for that, because those really play really well. Linking back to your website if the video's on YouTube, that's a great strategy. Same deal for Instagram. Instagram, it's a little harder. You can only put the links, you can't put them in the posts themselves, but nonetheless, you can display that stuff, and that does kind of like up your game. So anyhow, I think the number one strategy here is, if you have a blog, then coming up with sort of unique content is great. Otherwise, linking from your SEO properties to different pages on your website, namely your app landing page, is going to help to boost that up. And we do highly recommend, like, blog can be a great way, an additional way for you, if you carve out your niche, to get additional people to your site and stuff like that. And then obviously, last but not least, I would say at this point, mobile is the predominant source where people are going to visit your site. So I think, obviously a lot of our examples here were on a desktop, but mobile sites retain visitors a lot higher than a desktop site, obviously. Also specific to apps, if I click these CTAs on a mobile site, at least with Apple, there's a native screen on my iPhone that's going to pop up. If I had an Android phone, it would be native to Android, same deal. But basically, it's almost like it's built into the experience, because the App Store and the iPhone just work that way. So again, once I click on downloading the App Store, it's not like it's opening a new browser page and what have you. The experience is really smooth. And the reality of most of your app downloads are going to be generated from a mobile-friendly website. So just make sure, most websites today are mobile friendly. If your site isn't mobile friendly, then you might want to look into getting a new site, which today is as easy as can be, whether you're going with a Squarespace, a Square Online, or you're going for a more bespoke solution. It's really easy too. You can hire somebody on Upwork, and let's say you have a design of a site that you really like. You can hire someone, a freelancer, to build you the site for $1,000. It shouldn't cost a lot, whether that's on Webflow or WordPress, and then you can kind of like manage it. If you don't want to deal with that stuff, then obviously you can go the Squarespace route, you can go the Square Online, stuff like that. And then you can build like more of a wholesome website. They have all the SEO stuff built in and what have you, so it ranks. And so all those are obviously going to be mobile friendly. But this is just something that you're going to want to focus on. And then on your app landing page itself, you're going to want to make sure that the CTAs are in the place they need to be so that I can download, it's easy for me to land on that page and to download the app. Cool. So I think that kind of wraps up the first part. I was then gonna kind of go in here and show a few examples. So here we can see Coffee Dose. Okay, so we can see Coffee Dose, amazing site. They're not like screaming the app here, which is great because it's like they have their brand and they're showing you what they want to see, and which is obviously like their product. But then as you start scrolling down the site, you can see certain things. So here you can see, oh, there's a call to action here. There is a banner to download the app, a nice product image, a good CTA here, download now. And then in addition to that, you'll notice the order pickup on the homepage. Both of these are going to direct users to their app download page. So if you order delivery, it's going to take you to DoorDash or whatever. But I'm going to tap order pickup, and then you can see I'm on their app download page. So this is great. Now I have the CTAs. This will, take me to our Google Play Store, and then obviously this is going to go to the App Store. So just really easy for me to access this. The quick 1, 2, 3 of what you get if you're using Square Loyalty, letting people know how much they get on an app landing page. That's a great way to promote your app. So here, this is like a great example. Another great example you can see here is Boba Bliss. So we mentioned them before. They have a nice, here you can see this banner, but if we go ahead and I thought they had, there you go. They have a pop-up too. So I was starting to scroll. This is a really effective way as well to promote the app. So people are scrolling through. Oh yeah, awesome. Skip the line, faster checkout, all those things that, all those CTAs that are really going to drive things forward. So really nice job here by Boba Bliss as well. Blank Street, they're actually not a per diem customer, but you could see here, they're basically have this order now CTA, same deal as Coffee Dose. Pickup is going to take you to the app. Delivery is going to take you to like a DoorDash or whatever. So I'm going to hit pickup. And then here you can see this is their app download page. If you're on your mobile, it's probably going to look a little bit different. And if it's on mobile, I don't even think they show the other things. I think like here you can see it's all about getting the app. So here you can see on the mobile version of their site, it's just get the app. It's not about the delivery or anything like that. It's just like download our app because that's where the ROI is, especially when people are on their mobile phones. Here they're highlighting too. It's great to highlight either reviews or how many reviews you have, or maybe if people have left you reviews, amazing. Incorporate that. Social proof is really helpful in that sense. Think Coffee, they're really pushing their coffee bean subscriptions, and like they have a big wholesale operation too. But here you can see it's just a simple thing on their locations page. They have this order ahead. So when people are searching, oh, where's the closest Think Coffee to me in the city, they'll click here. This is actually a page that we provide for all customers that have per diem. And so they just link to this page, and the same deal. It's mobile friendly, obviously. So, but the same idea that I can just come here, click, and then boom, I can download the Think Coffee app just like that. Oops. And so yeah, so they're not necessarily they haven't like merchandised it throughout their entire website. But on key specific pages they are, and that's how they're driving a lot of app downloads. I mentioned with Coffee Dose, here you can see, because that a lot of people are going to pick up, going to download the app, you can see how it's the #1 thing in their Google rating. So I can just, if I Google Coffee Dose, here you go, they're even saying it's a part of their SEO here in your palm, you know, and boom, I'm going right to this page. So that's a really effective way, obviously, that they've done it. And then last but not least, here you can see this is the template that Per Diem is building and that we're providing. We're going to start providing for coffee shops that use us that would like a site. So here it's going to be your branding similar to the Per Diem app with CTAs to download the app, as well if you enable online ordering to order online, a little hamburger menu. You can also see your locations. So just really, here you can see all your hours and stuff like that. So kind of the basics, again, what I was talking about before, keep it simple, like tell your story. There is an About Us page. Oh, maybe you have to read more. There we go. There is an About Us page. This is still kind of like a demo site, but here, like, tell your story, definitely. And then like the major part though is like, hey, now you already kind of knew about us. Now you know a little bit more about us. Now let's really get to know each other. And that's where the app comes through. So, so this is a template that we've put together. And again, it's geared towards driving that business, telling your story, being on brand, but then also driving downloads. I'll just show a few examples of how this can look on mobile as well. So let me just stop the share for a second. And then I will reshare. It looks like I might not be able to reshare mobile. Let me try one thing here. All right, let me try to do this. Are you able to see my phone now or not quite?
I see the espresso R story.
Okay, so that's not right. So let's try this one more time. Stop share. All right, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show. I think you guys saw a few of the mobile examples on our desktop browser. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share my phone right now, but yeah, that does it for this week's session. Thanks for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you next week where we'll come back with some other great tips that you guys can incorporate into your marketing mix as you promote your app and go to market with your mobile app. Thanks so much. Have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.